All right, good Thursday night. I am Thabo Mdluli. Thank you for joining us tonight here on Info. Let's start with this outcomes of our courts. Convicted murderer Lucky Mudau has been handed a 25-year direct prison sentence for the murder of Tembisa Hospital nurse Lebo Monene. The Johannesburg High Court has, however, suspended the sentence for 5 years on condition he's not convicted of a similar offence. A former police officer and paraplegic, Mudau, pleaded guilty to premeditated murder. Newzroom Afrika's Mnisi starts us off.
The scenes that played out after Lucky Mudau shot and killed Lebo Monene. The former cop had driven into Tembisa Hospital in a state vehicle before shooting and killing his ex-girlfriend Lebo Monene and turning the gun on himself, firing a shot to his neck, resulting in him being permanently paralyzed. He was diagnosed with C5 quadriplegia, a spinal cord injury that results in paralysis on his upper and lower body. Mudau is wheelchair-bound and is unable to perform basics and is dependent on his family. In March this year, he pleaded guilty to the premeditated murder of Monene and was subsequently convicted. During mitigation and aggravation of sentence, a state witness from the Tshwane Rehabilitation Center testified about his condition.
The accused can only move his head left to right. In short, the accused requires care 24 hours of the day and needs assistance with every function, including eating, bathing, dressing, grooming, taking of his medication, changing of his diapers, and that he needs to be turned every 2 hours in order to prevent pressure sores.
The 32-year-old fired 6 shots at Monene, mostly aimed at the head, in what he told the court was in a fit of rage over relationship issues. The court viewed this as an aggravating circumstance in Monene's cold-blooded murder. The prescribed minimum sentence for premeditated murder in South Africa is life imprisonment, but a court can deviate if there are substantial and compelling circumstances that warrant a deviation. The Johannesburg High Court heard how, due to his condition, no correctional facility could accommodate him as he requires 24-hour care. The court was faced with the difficult task of handing down a sentence that would fit the crime, serve as a deterrent, but blend with a measure of mercy.
You are sentenced to 25 years direct imprisonment. However, there is not a correctional facility in the country that will accept you. Further, you have, through your actions, in effect, sentenced yourself to lifelong imprisonment in the confines of a wheelchair, and not as a paraplegic, but as a quadriplegic, being incapable of performing the most basic acts of human functioning. This is a punishment worse than the ultimate sentence of life imprisonment that this court could impose.
Mudau's sentence is suspended for 5 years on condition that he doesn't commit any other crime. He gets to go home where his family would take care of him. A judgment the visibly distraught father of Monene, who stood next to her daughter's uncle, was not hoping for.
Because what message because you need to be sentenced. Though they said that the sentence is away, but we are not happy by the sentence given by the court.
Monene's father detailed the devastating impact his daughter's murder had on him, his wife, and Monene's 2 children, saying they were left without a breadwinner. He now bears the burden of breaking the news of the outcome of this case. Meanwhile, Mudau gets to go home. As you can see, his family has just loaded him onto that vehicle. But they now bear the duty of taking care of him full-time as he needs 24-hour care. Monene's family says this is not justice. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, Mnisi at the High Court in Johannesburg.